Andreas Schwarzkopf asks me on Quora, what components of an online store do you have to trademark? Domain name, brand name, logo, company name, labels, and more importantly, since you reach through the internet a worldwide audience, how to do so cost effective. Should you trademark everywhere where you deliver to, or should you go beyond that? I'm Andrei Mincov, the founder of Trademark Factory, and this is my answer to this question. So basically there's a lot of questions here. I'll break them down into two groups. First, I'm going to talk about what to trademark, and then I'm going to talk about where to trademark that. So in terms of what, it really all boils down to what's distinctive about your brand, what's memorable about your brand. And let's start here. First thing you need to know, there's no point in trademarking the domain name unless there's something unique about the domain name. But if, let's say, your store name is LMNOP, there's no reason to trademark lmnop.com or lmnop.something. That .com part is now something that doesn't add anything to the distinctiveness of the brand and would not make a brand more trademarkable or less trademarkable. So don't worry about it. Same thing with company name. If, let's say, your store is LMNOP, your company name is LMNOP Inc. or LMNOP LLC or something. Don't worry about that. All you need to do is trademark LMNOP, and that's what's going to be a good trademark for you to have, assuming, of course, that LMNOP by itself is not descriptive, not generic, it's not close to a previously registered or applied for trademark. So it has to be unique to you. Logo. Do you need to trademark your logo? Depends. Depends how unique your logo is and whether it's helping people to remember you. Does it help people? Does it help you to attract clients? Does it help you to retain clients? If the answer is yes, probably it's a good idea to trademark that logo. Think of Amazon, right? They obviously own the name Amazon, and they trademarked the logo. Actually, several variants of that logo, just the A, the smile, or the arrow, the A to Z, all of that stuff is trademarked. So labels, I don't really understand what you mean by labels. If that means product lines, assuming you make your own products and you sell those products in your store, if those names of those products are different from the name of the store, probably it's a good idea to trademark those. If you're selling other people's products, well, then it's up to them to trademark their stuff. You'll be trademarking your brand just in class 35 for retail sale of products, right? So that's really the difference between trademarking in product classes from 1 to 34 and services from 35 to 45. So if all you do is sell other people's products, then it would be class 35. If you're selling your own products, then you can have that in the same application. You can have class 35 for online sale of products, and whatever products will fall, which class it would be, you could add those as well. So for example, you're selling t-shirts that you make yourself, that will be class 25. So you'll have 25 and 35 in the same application. Now, in terms of where, a simple rule of thumb here is start with your home country and go from there. So home country plus all the countries where you are getting a substantial number of revenues from, that would justify the expense of getting your brand trademarked. But don't only look at where you are now. Good idea is to try to project what amount of revenue are you going to be getting from which jurisdictions, let's say 2-3 years from now, and if in your projection a certain country is going to generate enough revenue, that would probably be a good candidate for trademarking your brand there. And if you realize that you will have a truly international reach very quickly, and you're going to be filing in more than 5, 6, 7 countries, at that point it's justified for you to file what's called an international trademark application, Madrid application. The way those are done is that you start to feel the savings with more countries and more countries that you file in. But if you're only filing in a few countries, it's probably going to cost you more, and it's going to be less reliable that way because there's some limitation to Madrid trademarks. I'm not going to go into detail about this. You can find this in other videos that you will find in this channel. Akriti Kaira asks me on Quora, I want to legally own my username. Is this possible? Well, to the extent that you could own a username, that would be done through trademarks. The only way to legally own a short name or word or something like that, or short phrase, would be through trademarks. There's no other vehicle other than that. To answer the question, is it possible, really will boil down to two things. One is how trademarkable is the name that you picked as your username, and that would boil down to, is it descriptive, is it generic, is it too close to something that's already out there? And if yes, that could be a problem. The other thing would be, what are you doing under that username? Trademarks are designed to give you legal protection with respect to specific products and services. So you have to have a genuine intention to use the brand in connection with some products and some services. So for example, if all you do is just post comments online, or maybe you're a gamer and you play online under a certain username, but you don't offer any products or services for sale or even for free, but publicly out there, then you would have a challenge with a trademark, because that's not what trademarks are for. Trademarks are not designed to give you a monopoly over a name by itself, right? Not in a vacuum, only in connection with specific products and services. So, assuming that you do offer some products or services under your username, then you could trademark that, and that would be the first part of the equation. The second part of the equation would be, after you get the trademark, would that trademark allow you to go after somebody else who may have registered a similar or identical username before you got your trademark? And the answer to that question is often no, unless you can prove that they registered their username knowing you and knowing that you had certain rights in that name. Maybe you were selling those products or services before they registered their username. Then you might have some success, but it's still difficult. Once you pick a name, here are a few things you do. First, you check, is this available? You check, is the domain name available? Are the main social media profiles available? YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, maybe some others that fit your niche. Are those available under that name? If yes, then you take it to the next step. Is this trademarkable? Can it be trademarked? Can I operate under that name without somebody going after me? So you have somebody do a trademark search for you. Then, assuming that it is trademarkable, you actually want to file a trademark to make sure that you own that name. So you go through all those steps, and this is a relatively short journey. So you come up with a name, you get the domain name, you register all of those social media profiles so that nobody can take them away from you. You file for your trademark, and then you start building your business around that brand. If really this was not your question, if all you wanted is, like I said, you don't have a business, you just want to make sure that you can have a username on the web and that nobody can take it away from you without you selling any products or services, just like your nickname, then really the answer is no. It will all boil down to who was first to have registered it, and make sure that nobody takes it away from you some other way. So here's another question I got asked on Quora. Can I add more products and services onto my trademark after it has been filed? It's a very short answer, no. You can narrow it down after it was filed. Sometimes you can specify it, but to make it more specific, to make it narrower, you cannot add. What you can is file another trademark with the expanded list. And I know it could be annoying, but as your business grows and you realize that there's something else that you need to protect that wasn't protected before, yeah, you have to file a new application. So, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing if you realize that you need to add something to your trademarking portfolio because it shows that your business grows. It's not a good thing if it's just an oversight and you realize, whoops, this application was supposed to have this, and that, and we only added this and this in our application, and now we need to redo it. So, and this is actually very important, is whether you file your trademark on your own, you have to ask yourself the question, what am I going to need this trademark for today, 5 months from now, maybe 2 years from now? I would probably say a good timeline is about 2-3 years from filing. You got to ask yourself, what might I need this trademark for then? And file your trademark for all those things. Whether, like I said, you do it yourself or whether you do it with a trademark attorney or with Trademark Factory, always want to make sure that you read the draft of the application before it's filed, because nobody knows your business better than you do, right? So when we draft applications for our clients, of course we make a bunch of assumptions. Well, we may need this, you may need that, we ask all those questions, and then we draft the application. We'll let the brand owners go through them. Some of them are being very detailed and say, well, how about this, how about that? And I think, great, thank you for bringing this up. We would reword this in the language that the trademarks office will accept and give them the next draft to sign off of. And some brand owners are just like, I don't want to read this. You do it. That's not the right way to do it because, like I said, we don't know your business as well as you do. So we want to avoid the situation when 6 months down the road, the application gets approved in the US, for example. Say, great, here's your approved application. It will be soon allowed, will soon be registered. And then the client goes, are we protected for this? No. Why aren't we? Well, because we didn't know you wanted to, right? So we can't guess. So always read those drafts and make sure that you communicate with your trademark attorney. There's nothing shameful in asking, do we want to add this product? Do we want to add this service to the application? Why didn't you put that in? So, and the last thing you want is just to go through the classification and just add everything under the sun, because it just shows that you don't have any clarity about what you're going to do with your business. You want your application to be relatively specific to show the world that you know what you're doing. Now, I hope that this answers your question, and if you like this answer, if you like this video, if you found it useful, subscribe now, get notified whenever the next one goes live. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.